My name is Kaylee, and as most of you watching me here on YouTube will know, I am Dutch. Now, one of the most iconic things about the Netherlands, my country, is the windmills. Whenever I tell people that I'm Dutch, I often get asked if I live in a windmill or wear clogs, which are surprisingly comfortable according to my old neighbor. Even though I truly have never worn clogs in my life, it's not really a thing that we Dutch people do nowadays. Getting off track, back to the windmills. Because windmills are such an integral part of Dutch culture, I was wondering, when was the first windmill invented and used? And where did this occur? This video is sponsored by DeleteMe, but as always, more on the sponsor later in the video. Unfortunately for me, windmills are not a Dutch invention. I know. Let's all take a moment in silence and cry. Wipe away the tears. Windmills were first invented and used in ancient Persia, in what is modern-day Iran. Those Persians, man! They made the wind catchers, which is a form of ancient air conditioning in the city of Yazd more than 3,000 years ago. Then they made the first freezers, known as yakchals, around 400 BCE, and now they also have invented the windmill. Hot damn, they're good at inventing! Although those wind catchers I just mentioned may have first been invented by the ancient Egyptians in 3100 BCE, but the jury is still out there on that, so I mean, you know, either way, they did use them on a large scale, and yeah, those wind catchers are really cool. It's one of my best videos on the channel. You know how keeping my online life safe and secure is very important to me. Well, today I want to share a new way of securing that I discovered. It is DeleteMe. Did you know that your personal data is sold online by data brokers? It's crazy, right? Your name, your address, your phone number, even your family members' details, all up for grabs. The risks are real. From identity theft to stalking, the consequences can be devastating. And that's why I trust DeleteMe to keep my personal info private. DeleteMe is a hands-free subscription service that removes your personal information from hundreds of data brokers. With DeleteMe, I received a detailed privacy report in just 7 days. It showed me exactly where my data was found and removed from. Plus, they constantly monitor and repeat the removal process as needed. So far, DeleteMe has removed my data from tons of different sites and countless pieces of personal information. It's an incredible peace of mind knowing that my privacy is being taken seriously. And here's the best part. I've actually teamed up with DeleteMe to offer you an exclusive discount. When you go to joindeleteme.com/Kaylee and use promo code Kaylee at checkout, you'll get 20% off DeleteMe US consumer plans. And for those of you outside of the US, DeleteMe offers international plans too. So wherever you are, DeleteMe has got you covered. So take control of your online privacy today. Visit joindeleteme.com/Kaylee and use code Kaylee for 20% off. So windmills. Did the ancient Persian windmills look similar to today's windmills that we all know? Well, actually, no. These ancient Persian windmills were Panamon windmills. So a Panamon windmill is a type of vertical axis wind turbine. It has a rotating axis positioned vertically while the wind-catching blades move parallel to the wind. So the ancient Persian design of a Panamon windmill consisted of a wall with slits surrounding a vertical axle containing 4 to 8 sails, usually made from thin, light wood. As the wind blew, the sails would turn the axle, which was connected to grain grinders or some form of water transportation device, although there is little known when it comes down to the details of these methods. So the oldest recorded windmill design was invented somewhere between 700 and 900 CE, and as I mentioned a few times now, it was created by the Persians. This is the oldest recorded windmill design. It is of course possible that the invention of the windmill itself predates the design, But as of this point in time, there is no clear evidence of windmills prior to this design that dates back to between 1300 and 1100 years ago. Of course, you might wonder at this point in the video, what is left of these ancient windmills? Are there some remnants? Or have we found types of evidence? Like, what do we know? Well, actually, we know quite a bit, at least, because there's a lot more left than you'd expect. So in the village of Nashtifan in northeastern Iran is a man named Mohammed Etebari. Mohammed serves as the last keeper of a very ancient tradition, as he has dedicated his life to keeping the few dozen windmills in his town turning. These windmills have been made of natural clay, straw and wood, and they have been milling grain for flour for approximately 1,000 years. Yes, you heard that right. These Panamon windmills you currently see on screen have been in function for 1,000 years. Of course, the parts that have been broken over time have been replaced, but these windmills have been in continuous use for 1,000 years, which honestly is just absolutely mind-blowing. Each windmill here at Nashtifan is comprised of 8 chambers, with each chamber housing 6 blades. This particular area of Iran is so well known for its winds that the name Nashtifan is actually derived from words that mean storm's sting. The area's strong and steady winds enters the chamber and turns the blades, which then turns the grindstones. The entirety of the structures reach up to nearly 20 meters in height, which is 65 feet for my non-metric viewers. Because this area is so windy, the windmills can easily get enough power from the wind to turn a stone. If you were to hook them up to a generator, however, they would only produce a small amount of energy. It is thought, however, that they could maybe produce just enough electricity for 1 light bulb. After learning more about the oldest windmills in the world and the oldest windmills still in use today in Iran, I wondered when the first windmill in the Netherlands was built and what the oldest currently still used windmill in the Netherlands is. So the first windmills in the Netherlands were built around 1200 CE, only a few hundred years later than the Persians. But these were not the Panamon windmills like you see at Nashtifan in Iran, but the regular windmills that you are used to seeing in the Netherlands. So the oldest currently still in use windmill in the Netherlands is the Zeddam Tower Mill. This windmill dates back to 1451 CE and is located in the province of Gelderland. Dutch windmills are often lived in by the miller and its family, and even in modern times, a lot of the remaining windmills are lived in, or they've been turned into a museum, or they're just open to visitors. Windmills over time went through quite some changes, and the iconic Dutch windmills that you see in most pictures online date back to between 1610 and 1740 CE. The Netherlands used to have approximately 10,000 windmills back in the day, but after the 1900s, more and more windmills were demolished, and in 2024 the Netherlands has around 1,100 windmills left and around 100 water mills left. 90% of all windmills in the Netherlands are considered to be cultural heritage, and they are recognized as national monuments and are protected by law. The windmills in Iran at Nashtifan were recognized as a national heritage site by Iran in 2002. But unfortunately, the future of the Nashtifan windmills is uncertain. So as you can imagine, there are much easier ways to mill grain in modern times, and Mohammed Etebari is unsure if anyone will take over his job of keeping these windmills turning after he is gone. If no one takes over, if no one takes his place, more than 1,000 years of continuous history could become lost, which is a very sad thought. I really hope that someone would want to learn the trade from Mohammed and continue to take care of these windmills once he's no longer with us. It would be such a shame to see these windmills be forgotten and slowly disintegrate over time until nothing's left. So fingers crossed that someone does want to be the new keeper of the windmills. So what do you think of the invention of the windmill and the Nashtifan windmill still being used for the past 1,000 years? Let me know in the comments down below. But before you go, make sure to go to joindeleteme.com/Kaylee and use promo code Kaylee to get 20% off. If you enjoyed watching, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos, and click that bell icon if you want to be notified whenever I upload. If you haven't seen my previous videos yet, then click the card in the upper right corner or click one of the links in the description down below. Or click a video in the end card. I would also like to say a massive thank you to my patrons and my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting me. And yeah, with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!